Okay, lots to cover this month for the latest stats on the South Shores real estate market. So let's go a little macro right now and talk about San Pedro. Currently, as of August 23rd, there's 109 active listings in San Pedro, and 55 of those have been on the market 30 days or longer, and 39 of those have had price reductions, and 17 are new listings that have been just recently added to that inventory in the last week. And I think that's it's good to see that a good flow of inventory, but also mixed with some properties that are sitting on the market a little bit. And the reason why I say that is this is a more stabilized market. This gives buyers the opportunity to make some choices without feeling rushed. And really, like I said, this is a normal market. Now let's talk about South Shores, where we have 4 active listings, 3 of which are in Upper South Shores, and 5 pending transactions. That means a seller has accepted an offer from a buyer, and both parties are doing all they can to get that transaction to the finish line. And then over the past 2 months, there's been 7 closed sales. We'll talk about those shortly. And let's talk about the active listings right now, the 4 active listings. We'll start with my favorite, 2251 Grenadier, the end of the cul-de-sac, traditionally known as Inspiration Point. But I sold that property to the current sellers about 8 years ago. I was representing the seller at the time. And these current sellers have done a lot of really cool upgrades to the property. The property was stunning then. Now it's breathtakingly stunning now. And it's been on the market for about, about 5 weeks. So I think the right buyer is going to find that one and find that they've landed on the crown jewel of the South Bay. Really, arguably, one of the best, if not the best, view in all of San Pedro. I promise you. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. The other one, we have 2125 Grenadier Ave. Now, this is on a different part of Grenadier than the one I just mentioned. It's priced at 1695. I like this property. It needs some updating, but again, the view on this from this vantage point on Grenadier is also stunning. Right next door, they're doing some new construction, and that property is going to be phenomenal. And with the right buyer on this one, it can also be phenomenal. So go check that one out as well. Then we have 1607 Morse Drive. Now this is almost at the bottom of Morse as you approach Western. I like this one for the value. It's well maintained. It does need a bit of updating, but you've got some great city and harbor views. And really, I think it's priced right. And that one's been on the market for a few weeks. And then we have the one in Lower South Shores, at the upper part of Lower South Shores, 1700 26th Street. And I went to the Brokers Open last week, and they were having tacos. Thank you for the listing agents on that one. But it's a really cool property that the sellers have decided to keep some of its original charm, but throw in some edge and some updates to this property to really give it some sparkle. I really like it. It's priced at 1335. So we'll see how that goes. It's about a little over a week on the market. There's 3 pending sales in Upper South Shores, 2 in Lower South Shores, but let's talk about those when they close. And so let's talk about some closed sales. 2 notable ones, really. 2746 Graysby Ave. Now, this was our listing, and the seller took advantage of Compass Concierge, where they borrow money to make improvements, which is interest and no hidden fees. It gets paid at the end of escrow. So we really gave this property some life, and it really showed when it was time to list. We had a great turnout in the open houses. It came because they saw the photos, and we got multiple offers and sold this property really at what I think was the highest possible price for that property. Really proud of that sale, and I'm sure the buyers are equally excited and proud to be living in that home, in that wonderful neighborhood with those great views. Then there's a 2105 Paseo Del Mar, a bluff property, which is a record sale for South Shores this year. It might even be a record sale for San Pedro. I'm quite sure it is. But it was listed at 2.5, and I knew this was going to go quickly. And it sure did. It had multiple offers, and it went over the list price by $325,000. There's only 37 of these bluff properties in South Shores. This is one of them. There's not many bluff properties in California, and this is probably one of the lowest price areas for bluff homes in California. Now, South Shores is always going to be one of the most sought after neighborhoods in San Pedro. That's not going to change. What has changed is the velocity of the market. It has slowed down a bit, as I mentioned, with some of these fantastic listings staying on the market for a little bit. But again, this is a normal market where we see properties sit for more than a month. And I am encouraged to see this because, as I mentioned, it gives buyers time to really take careful consideration before the biggest purchase of their life. So one thing to mention, if you are planning on selling your home anytime soon, take heed to your agent when they talk about pricing. Price your home carefully. Last thing you want to do right now is chase the market down with price reductions. And also make sure you have a strategic marketing campaign to complement the strategic pricing. If you have any questions about anything I covered in this video, please let me know. I'm happy to meet in person as well. We can meet for a coffee. It's on me, and I'll catch you next time.